sacred transformation you endure is a sign of God's work within you, a powerful movement from darkness into illumination. Tradition is often revered as sacred, but when misused, it can become a prison.
Yeah, I like stuff like that. I was just telling somebody, I said, they buried, they buried me. Telling them to leave 'em. But I ain't worried about it. I'm good. That's what I'm trying to tell everybody. I want everybody to see this. This is what goes on. Don't even worry about it. Give it to God. This is my proof in praying. Y'all, I don't even know what's gonna happen. I got every right to think I'm buried. They're gonna torture me to death, get away with it, and I'm gonna die. Nobody gonna find out about it. Whatever worst thing, who knows? But I know better, man. I just done had too many near-death experiences. I done been in these situations too much, and I just know better, y'all. I know better. Then I know there's people out there's new energy out there trying to help me. And my biggest issue with this situation is I don't want to go off sometimes, bro. And I gotta quit that, bro. And then y'all think I'm too nice. You just too nice. I ain't too nice. Shit, I need to be nicer. I'm trying to calm down more and more. Just in case my brother gotta come through. I need to really tighten up and get right. You know what I'm saying? So, which is different. My issue with Jesus is cholesterol. I know I don't eat, but ain't nothing to eat. So when I do eat, it's cholesterol. Jesus ain't feeling the cholesterol. He be there though. He said, I be laughing, like they put me in that little hell thing, that hell, this is just magic stuff, y'all. It's anime, whatever. This is like illusions. They illusions, basically. Just names for them, hell, purgatory, stuff like that. Is it real? I don't know. Purgatory could be. But you gotta ask yourself, hell, are we all in purgatory? Purgatory is like a consistent. Hell is too, though. Purgatory like repetition. You gotta keep working. What happens when you don't work? You fall off. Nobody wanna see you again. Nobody looking at you. So do you really got fans? Do you really got friends? Or don't you really got fans? Don't you? I don't know, y'all. I know, but I don't wanna say on here. Cause I can put us all in a box, including myself. The way I think. We all in a box. Let me prove it to you. But like when you work, do you have to keep working? When you stop working, do people feel the energy? It does shift. It does shift. It does. I figured out something in the last 3 months, 2 months, I think. In the last 1.5 months or 2 months, I figured out something that the whole world we all need to understand this energy. I figured out when you vibrating up here, let's say I'm a celebrity, and I'm a great celebrity, absolute magnificent celebrity. Everybody in the whole world knows me. Okay. Well, it's an ascension of energy for that department. All right. Now let's say you got your preachers, popes, bishops, priests, all that. Well, that's a different area of ascension department. In other words, the ancestral monitor spirits in this department with the celebrities ain't gonna be like this one right here. with these celebrities, what that mean to the whole energy, everything gonna change. So whatever you liked it about, let's say you going from a celebrity to a bishop. Whatever you love, 9 times out of 10, whatever you love. Oh, no, I don't want to say that because somebody's doing that and it might look like I'm talking about that. Let's say you're going from a celebrity to a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home dad. You successful now. You successful. You finna retire, you good. Well, I found out something. And this is why your bosses and stuff, in this degree, your bosses and managers know this. It's just hard to explain it. And then when you explain it, you be like, it sounds weird to hear somebody explain that. So you be like, let them learn on their own. Cause I don't even think they all talk about it amongst each other probably, but they know about it. All right, so you got this energy right here. Whatever you liked it in this energy of celebrity status, 9 times out of 10, all that's gonna change. You can feel the shift in the energy as soon as you put in your resignation papers. Listen to what I'm telling y'all out there, world. I can prove it to everybody on a smaller scale, but let me show you on this bigger scale first. Everything and everyone on these papers, in this energy, I'm talking about friends, lovers, people looking at you, winking at you, hey baby, all that's gone. People saying, hey baby, and you know what might not be gone, what might not leave is people calling you out your name, like your name might be this name, and instead they calling you Neo. Hey Neo, you know they might give you that might not go nowhere. Nicknames might not go nowhere. So it's like you finna lose all the good. You got your retirement, you got your money, you got all that. That ain't talking about that. But all that energy, you finna lose that. You finna lose that, and you finna be stuck with just the fans. What fans are left, and then the fans that's left ain't gonna be so high vibrational as the fans that was there. So it's like the fans that were there, you're gonna be like, these are the people. Yeah, that's the reality of it. Like, them the ones who probably really liked it. The rest of them was just playing along with it. I don't know. But it's just a program. It's programming. Let's just say that. It's programming. They just turned off. And it's like somebody, I look at it like that, y'all. I got to. And like my father look at it like, all right, I'm going to turn this switch down. He's out of the commodity realm. He's out of the celebrity status. I ain't going to turn it all the way down because it's going to feel bad. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. So you just like, you always complain about this and that and this and that and this and that. Unless you Michael, of course, or me, somebody else, or Angel, you know what I'm saying? Oh, no, I'm just tripping. Now, Michael would be, regardless, y'all wouldn't even let him take a break, right? You know, take a break. Take his money away from him. And make him feel like he got to work. I don't know how in the hell somebody like that can go broke, even if they spent all their money. He should have kept getting paid. Anyway, I don't even want to get in there. But, so anyway, that was, I don't know what the hell that was. But anyway, like I said, so you got this energy of frequency right here, right? And so the energy you finna it's transmuting. So now you finna go into the stay-at-home mom on the stay-at-home dad department. Well, if you think about it, the energy turned down just right for that, but can you deal with the change in the energy? All right, now what I mean by that is, you successful, you retired, you know you retired, you comfortable, you got what you want, you met your decimal, but somehow you feel like you need to get back in the ring. You feel like you need to get back in that ring. Not realizing, not noticing, it's the energy that you missing. Y'all got to excuse the glare in the light. But it's the energy that you missing. You really don't want to get back in that ring. You just want everybody to realize, I'm still here. Yeah. I'm still tired of hell, back hurt, feet hurt. I'm still here. Don't do it to yourself. You can if you want to. I'm just saying. I'm just using this as a figure of speech right now. But so that's what's going on. And I just now know. I've been noticing my whole life, But this time I had a chance to focus on that energy. And I was like, wow. And this is how I did it. I actually just made it up in my head. What if I was in this situation? I did. I was able to do that. I've been having so many doppelgangers. And I was like, well, if this particular person take my energy, I wouldn't care. Because she loved God. And I know God, I know we got a lot of work to do in the Christian department. And she's in the Christian department. And I think it's outstanding. I don't know, well, go ahead. But see, with this come a lot of transfer of energy. But I ain't telling you keep my energy stay where it gotta stay now. But if it rotates, then I don't mind. I don't mind it. My energy though. I said that shit one time, boy. They made me, it paralyzed me. I couldn't move for months. I said I'll never say that again. But cause I live off, my natural physical ability is nothing. I work and do everything off my spiritual energy. That's why sometimes I spread. Cause it ain't, you can't just go get energy drink and it just you might give you about 3 or 4 minutes. Well, it'll give you about 4 hours probably. But I was like, well, I don't mind it. I don't care. It's cool. The rest of them, they was out here sleeping with my cousin, looking at me, spending money and all that, didn't even give a damn. With her, I know she got a conscience, regardless of who she is, what she is, and what even her darkest secrets is, it don't matter. I can tell when somebody, I just been around hypocrites for so long, I can tell when somebody really love God. When somebody really love God, they gonna put that work in. They gonna always be God, about like me. And a demon can't do that. They can read for an hour or two. You know, talk about God for an hour or two. It's over after that, though. Otherwise, they start shaking going on. I'm tired of them. You know what I'm saying? They can be reading the Bible and get themselves an exorcism. Hold that Bible. I done did that before. Hold that Bible longer. I'll tell you, I'm funny. I used to be. I try to calm down now. Cause them jokes that got too severe, bro. Now, that's why I did it like the little test, bro. The test straight. I didn't even want to get in there. The shot of y'all kept bothering me, bro. And I was like, y'all keep attacking me in this department, and it ain't right. I ain't bothering y'all. I haven't bothered y'all. I never met y'all. So I'm like, okay, I'm finna throw a stone back then. See how you like that? Catch this rock. And I threw that sucker with all I had. Not really. Threw a curve out. Caught your ass. Slowed your ass down, bro. Chill with all that, bro. We grown at the end of the day. I'm somebody's father. I'm somebody's dad. You somebody's mother. We don't need to be disrespecting each other to that kind of degree. We got job. We you know, well, I ain't got no job. I ain't got nothing. Y'all buried me. But if I had a job, I wouldn't want you to lose your job. And just like you shouldn't want me to lose my job. You feel what I'm saying? It's just entertainment at the end of the day. But, you know, it's all good. Cause the way y'all belittle my name, it's like the pillow with feathers in it. God would literally have to give me a lover now. Cause y'all went across the world and everything, just for $1. And all I learned in that situation was that this is how junkies, and this is how drunks, prostitutes, whores, beggars, and thieves, and drug addicts was created. From people just constantly launching at them, tearing their asses apart. And when you do that and you belittle somebody's name to that degree, who are they gonna go to? You done said you done went to the good people that wouldn't listen to your little sex trauma stories, and you done told them that they the devil from hell. So they don't want the person in their house now because they think that person is the devil. And you went and told everybody else a little trauma sex story, whatever. And it's just, it's a headache for that person. I know, because one time, God showed me this energy when I was young. And he allowed me to go and try to fix my own name, and it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare, but I did it though. It was a nightmare though. It was a nightmare. There was a lot of things I had to succumb to, it was dark places I had to go to, and I don't invite nobody to do that. It was just an experience, a mission at the time, and it was a nightmare. Yeah, I fixed it, but it was a nightmare. Thank God it was on a small scale, but this time it's on a major scale. But y'all, like I said, y'all traveling. I forgive y'all though, but I never forget it. That's just, man, you don't do nobody like that. You don't do your worst enemy like that for nobody. Not for your friend, your homie, nobody. You check your friend so your friend can realize that you're a leader. That's programming. Once your friends realize they can navigate you like that, they're not going to respect you. You want respect more than anything out your friend, if you got any. But anyway, and like I said, this other one, so the last one, I said, I wouldn't care if she copied my whole swag. Because she loved God. I got it from God. Them ain't my gifts, they God's gift. So God, she's an angel, I'm an angel. She just as more welcome to him as I am. It ain't fair, you know what I'm saying? They're God's gifts, they're not my gifts. You know, all the way down to the lecture. That's why I kept telling y'all this is who I am. I'm a blank scale without God, you know. God worked through this vessel. Otherwise, it's like God wouldn't even let me put nothing in this vessel, even with knowledge. Certain knowledge, God would forbid it. Warning labels. I'm talking about literally block the knowledge. And it should be simple. I'm talking about I put this to the test. I can study something. It could be 10 little test questions. And I can study for 24 hours. Got it all in my head. As soon as that test come around, it's gone. I don't remember none of it. None of it. It's just like, but when God come in, it's like, I remember, it's like, it's a whole nother atmosphere. It's a whole nother energy. And it's always ancient stuff. It seems like it's ancient. It's more ancient than anything. More wisdom than anything. It's like it's already packed full of goodies. It don't need no, and the stuff that they was trying to put in me was a mess anyway. So it's like my body was rejecting something that wasn't real in the first place, which was good. I had learned this as a child, y'all, at an early age. Before I even thought about picking up stuff. I wasn't even a teenager. Like I said, I had to sign my own poke card at an early age. So, you know. But I just, out of this whole thing, I hate the fact that I'm still pouting. My ancestors said pouting. Getting in my little I gotta get rid of them temper tantrums. That's it. That's all I'm working on. And with y'all, you can't catch every box. In other words, you can't please everybody. And it may look like it's nice to y'all. It ain't nice to y'all, cause y'all, I be trying to tell folks what is y'all definition of two lanes don't make sense. Like, I wouldn't sell out to nobody. You can't just sell me something. You can't just get nothing out of me. You can get a good conversation, a laugh, a a giggle, but you can't get nothing out of me. Y'all are actually selling stuff and giving stuff to these people all the way down to your DNA. But you'll look at me and tell me don't be so nice. No, I'm not nice at all. Y'all nice. You sharing your DNA with strangers. If you knew how vitally important it was, you wouldn't just do it so quick. Back in my day, I don't know why it stopped. Back in my day, people, never mind, I ain't gonna say that, 'cause everybody gonna feel like I'm disrespecting. And that's another thing I was saying about the energy. I'm talking about the atmosphere being nasty and disgusting. I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about the atmosphere. In other words, it's like all you hanging in the atmosphere where everybody in the atmosphere is contaminated and look forward to contaminating you. That's a program. That's a program. I'm not telling people that they're nasty and disgusting. I'm saying y'all creating a nasty and disgusting atmosphere. And anybody who come in there clean, you contaminating it on purpose. I know I used to live with these. I used to live with people who I would clean up cabinets and stuff like that, and they would purposely go and mess it up. And I used to have to leave notes on them. And they'd get mad. And that's when I started realizing demons and stuff like that, bro. They growl at it and stuff. Like, real. Like, I'm doing great, though. I'm doing outstanding. But I get in my feelings, though. When transmuting of energy, when people are transmuting my energy and I ain't even involved in the energy, I get in my feelings. And I don't need to get in my feelings. I need to give it all to God. And that's what God is teaching me. I need to let God have it completely. See, I'm so used to fighting for mine. I'm so used to fighting for my own. Cause people, I'm a one-man coalition here. So it's like people always taking my stuff. So I'm so used to fighting, whether it's physically or mentally or both, fighting. And in this situation, I had to completely give it all over to God. And it's been 5 years now. And I still failed to give it completely over mentally to God. And that's disappointing to me. That's why Jesus had that whole different type of swag. Jesus had a smooth swag, bro. Jesus didn't have to say nothing. Every time Jesus said something, quotes out the Bible. He didn't have to say, let me tell you what my God did. He probably did sometimes. Let me tell you what Jesus, well, he is Jesus. But, you know, he probably did sometimes, but Jesus' swag was just, you could just tell, bro. And you can tell they took a lot out of that Bible. Jesus' swag, though, it was like every time he said something, it was just quotes. You know what I'm saying? Education, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So, like I said, I forgive and forget everything, but y'all, the attacks was extreme, y'all. I mean, I was in a loop 11 times. They put me in a box, they buried me, put me in a dome. They put me in a dome, in a box, a box slash dome slash buried. And then they buried me again after they box slash dome slash buried and buried me. And then it was like, I don't even know y'all, bro. Nah, and you know, it got to the point where I had to go ahead and start praying to God and letting God just take care of my child from a distance and completely giving over my child to the point where I said, you know what, I probably never see my child again. And I need to just go ahead and get over this. Anyway.